This is definitely not the way you want to end a trip in Haulover, and that's with engine failure. Things can go wrong quickly when this happens. Welcome back to this week's episode of Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature in Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. I am your host, Broncos Guru, along with our boy Wavy Boats down on the inlet getting us these images. And if you guys want to see the dramatic rescue that this ends with, wait to the end of the video and I'll show you the minute-and-a-half clip there. But let's go ahead and get this episode started. Our first boater this week to step in the ring and have some fun with Haulover Inlet is going to be these guys right here, and they're having just a little bit too much fun to lose, even though this boat looks like it should take a loss. Some of these European style boats just don't seem to fare well in Haulover. I'm not sure why. People tell me all the time they're great through cutting through waves. Maybe it's because most of the people I see coming through Haulover Inlet in these boats are just coming through too slow. I bet if this boat was up on plane, it looks like it's got plenty of freeboard, it really could do some work on Haulover instead of having all these waves crash over the front of the bow. Normally here, I would probably give this boat a loss for the amount of waves they were taking over the front of the bow as they were going through Haulover, but then I saw these image clips that are coming up here at the end, and these guys are literally having too much fun going through Haulover Inlet for me to give them the loss. If they're having this good of a time going through Haulover, I'm definitely giving them the win. First round goes to the boats. Not every trip through Haulover goes as planned, as we're about to see with this boat that's going to come through Haulover here. I bet this one started off with a fun conversation. Somebody looked at the captain and said, "Hey, let's go through Haulover. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time." And then they took a tail kicking as they came through, as we're watching right here. These guys unfortunately didn't stand a chance from the beginning. They came in too slow, and once things got out of control, there was no real fixing it. Right here you can see it's calmed down a little bit, but they're basically already at the turnaround point. They took a tail kicking enough that they're not going to continue anymore, and they're basically going to give Haulover the win, turn this boat around with their tail between their legs. And that'll give Haulover the win here in the second round. Our next boater here in the third round is also going to show us not the formula in Haulover. Even though this boat is a formula, this guy does not have a good plan. He's coming through just a little bit too slow, and this is a performance bow rider. This vessel right here should easily be able to handle Haulover at some kind of speed. Instead, he decides to go slow, and he's going to take a bunch of spray and waves over the bow, kind of like our last guy did. He's going to take him here a little later in the game than some of our prior boats, but still, water in the bow is never a good thing when you're coming through Haulover Inlet. Here, they just took it a little bit slow. It wasn't too bad, but this round still goes to Haulover Inlet. Our next boater is going to show us what it's like when you get easy rolling through Haulover. Basically, this happens when you know your boat and you know Haulover Inlet. You know that perfect speed, the amount of trim tab you need, and everything just kind of flows just right. And you'll just have a nice, easy rolling ride through Haulover, kind of like these guys are doing here. Now, don't get me wrong, they've got a pretty good sized boat, plenty of horsepower on the back, that always helps as well, but without a doubt, we'll be giving this round to the boats. That's going to take us into our fifth and final round, tied at 2 apiece, and we're going to watch a small boat's journey through Haulover. This is the same day we saw the other boats come through. We've got a couple people on the bow, and as most of you are probably already thinking, this isn't going to end well. But let's see what our captain has up his sleeve as they take this 21-foot vessel through Haulover Inlet, as you can tell, on what is a pretty rough day. So far, they're doing okay. They've kept all the water out of the bow, even with 2 people in the front of the bow, which typically adds a little more weight and makes the boat tend to want to nosedive just a little bit harder. But my man's actually doing a pretty good job right here. He's not going through the fastest, but he's going through once again at the right pace for his boat. He's got the engine trimmed up a little bit to keep the nose up and hitting the right speed, and all that put together is going to give this round to the boats, and that's going to give the win to the boats in this round. This is a revenge round though, because last week we let you guys vote, and Haulover took the win. I want to thank our featured voters who voted in last week's episode, and also want to thank all of you for watching this week's episode. If you enjoyed it, please check out our other 2 channels. We have Wavy Boats, who gets us all this great footage of Haulover Inlet, and my channel, Broncos Guru. We do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on that subscribe button, and we'll go ahead and leave that boating rescue right here at the end as I promised.
Woo!